Welcome back to my singular point thoughts video. I just got done watching episode 8, and that ending, what the hell's going on? Okay, so wow, all right, there's a lot to unpack with this episode. So first off, they're still trying to figure out the whole doomsday catastrophe kind of apocalypse thing with the whole with the scribbles from this old scientist guy, and they've dropped the singular point title a lot in this episode for sure. So they're getting closer to figuring out, like, I guess the origin of these monsters, or like why all of this is happening. And we still, probably one of the biggest things is that Godzilla is Varen, or Godzilla has the face of Varen, and he's gonna evolve into what we know Godzilla in this as, like, what he looks like. It's very confusing, because when they showed Varen, he roared and he had Godzilla's roar, so I don't know. And then the military was shooting him with tanks and all that, and he was doing similarly what Shin Godzilla was doing, where he like looked at the ground and was like shooting something and it was like spreading. And I thought they were gonna just completely rip off Shin Godzilla, where he was just gonna like blow up the whole thing, but he actually like sucked in the flames or something, and then like sort of made an explosion, but then it like crystallized him, like he crystallized himself, and now he's like in hibernation or a cocoon is what they're saying. So I guess that wasn't Varen, but it was Varen's face design, but it's really Godzilla. So this is pretty intense. It's an anime, so it's gonna be going all kinds of crazy. So that was something. So we're waiting to see what's gonna happen with Godzilla. I can definitely see that the climax is about to show, because we are getting towards the end of the season 1. So yeah, it's getting really intense. And then we go back to the Jet Jaguar group, and we actually finally get to see a good glimpse of Manda. Just a dead Manda that came up on shore, and they were saying that, you know, Godzilla ripped him open, like there's, you know, like his rib cage is all opened up and bleh. And then they go to like towards this pier area, and all of a sudden they see this like big cocoon, like webs are everywhere on this like warehouse thing. And at first I was like, you know, it's probably going to be Mothra. Like Mothra's probably going to be in this, of course, you know, of course she is, right? No, it's actually not one, but 2 monsters mixed. It is Kumonga and Megalon. And what was so weird about this was that it has to be mainly Megalon, because this spider creature has the drills of Megalon. I mean, it's distinctly the design of Megalon's like drill arms. And then you also have his, like, you know, his mouth, the kind of like look kind of like this, and, you know, opens up. I mean, that's Megalon too. And then his eyes were the beady eyes, stuff like that too. And then on the back of his, like, oh gosh, I'm not good with like spider anatomy, but like the back of his butt, he had his like crown, his like kind of horn design that was in the Showa design. So I mean, it's Megalon, but then it's a spider. So it makes me wonder, like, did they just mix Kumonga and Megalon together to make this creature? Like, it was really, really weird. So we get a really cool fight scene between Jet Jaguar fighting all these, you know, I'm gonna call them Megalon spiders, I guess. And he, you know, he's taking them out and all that. And then at the end of this episode, I did not see this coming. Way back in the beginning of the first episode, there was a like an Easter egg on one of like this, I don't remember if it was like some kind of building, I think, but they showed like Hedorah, like there was a Hedorah painting or something. And I was like, okay, cool, that's like a nod, that's like an Easter egg. Well, after Jet Jaguar was like slicing up all these Megalon spiders, the camera cuts back to those corpses, and all of a sudden this blue liquid starts pouring out, and I was like, oh, they're just going to regenerate. Okay, that's what they're doing with this, so they're just regenerating. And then all of a sudden, like, out of this blue material forms Hedorah. Like, Hedorah is this blue stuff. So it's like this one creature is housing Megalon, Kumonga, and Hedora or something. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like this is where the anime is kicking in, you know? It's like, this is where like, oh yeah, they're definitely just being super out there with their ideas or whatnot. But it's exciting. Like, I'm loving it. Like, I literally was just like blown away when I saw Hedora's figure from this blue ooze or whatever that was coming out of the Megalon spider. So I mean, it's insane. Rodans are still flying everywhere, so they're, you know, that's still happening. So yeah, I mean, it's like it just keeps on getting worse and worse with the scenarios. We didn't get to see Gabra again. Gabra just is still down there. But yeah, so it's getting crazy. So definitely excited to see the rest of the series. So stay tuned for episode 9. I'll see you guys then.